Hello, my name is Corinne Gurley, and I'd like to welcome you to a whole world of wire wizardry and jigging. A few years ago, I was teaching jewelry making and jig making classes, and I became very frustrated with the fact that after a lot of hard work pre-drilling holes in wood and hammering nails through and cutting off nail tips and then deburring them, you just had one jig with which you could do a few things. And I just decided that fixed peg jigs were too limited and decided to work on creating a movable peg jig. And through a fortuitous series of events and contacts I had, I borrowed a friend's drill press and started researching the different materials that you could use and came up with the special aluminum that I use and found manufacturing near my home and launched myself down a very jiggity road. And for the past few years I've been doing bead shows and trade shows across country and teaching jigging in the U.S. and overseas as well. And my students and customers have been asking me for a while now to create a video class that they could take home with them, play over and over. And so that's what I'm doing today. We're going to discuss tools, the very few tools that you need to do a professional job making jewelry, and how to make certain special findings for yourself so you don't have to go out and buy them. And we're going to have lessons in ear wires, pins, and such. And I'd just like to get right to it. Okay, to start, we're going to take a look at my very streamlined toolbox. And I wanted to show you that in this kit, the small box, I have everything that I need to produce professional finished jewelry. Highly portable. First thing I have on top here, I have 3 pieces of leather, 3 chunks of leather, pretty thick leather, 1/4 inch or so, 3 pieces you'll need. I have a wire gauge. This helps you determine what size wire you're working with. A hammer that has one ball peen face and one slightly convex face. I have 2 C-clamps for clamping jig down. I have a metal file, number 2. I have a pin vise here that has in it a cup burr. This little burr is how you finish off the ends of sharp jewelry for ear wires, for instance. I have a box here that contains the spacers for making large circumference turns with a jig and the 2 different diameters of pegs that we use with the deluxe jig. I also have here several different sizes of knitting needles. The knitting needles are used for making your own jump rings and cones and other things as well. I also have one small file. This is a little V file that I'm going to use. I'm going to show you how to use it for notching your tools. I have a 6-inch ruler. And here is the jig itself, which is mounted on a piece of wood with 1/2 inch tall nuts underneath it. And I put those nuts underneath to give it lift off the board. So when I'm C-clamping it to a surface, that as I'm spinning my hands around, I don't hit myself, hit my fingers on top of the C-clamps. I also have one really good pen knife with a strong blade that I will slip between coils of wire and flip them up when your tools have too thick of a blade to get in between there. I also have in this kit 2 steel jeweler's bench blocks. This one is a solid sheet of 4-inch square steel. This is 2 3/4 square, and it's fine, hard sheet steel on a wooden base. And also in here I have a chunk of old mouse pad that I use underneath the blocks to mitigate the sound. And then I have the 5 hand tools that I use for making my jewelry. The first is a round nose plier, which has 2 round blades, tapering blades. This is your key hand tool. The second one is a chain nose plier. A chain nose plier has rounded outsides, but it has flat inner jaws. And the third and very handy tool is a bent nose plier. It has curved tips to it, and it also has flat insides. This plier is called a loop closing plier. I hope you can see it clearly. It has notches cut into the tips of the blade, and it's for helping you close jump rings and also for making them oval. The last is my cutter. This is a pair of flush cutters. It has one totally flat back. Very important in jewelry making that you have a cutter that has a totally flat back to it. And that's it. All I have in the box. And that's all you need to turn out finished jewelry, professional finished jewelry. It's highly portable. It's an art, it's a craft, and it's also therapy. In the next segment, I'm going to show you how to prepare your tools for working with wire, not making nicks in wire.